And welcome to the routine Thursday briefing for Central North Carolina, covering the period from today, December 1st, through Wednesday, December 7th. And I am meteorologist Jimmy Danko, and we'll get started by looking at the observed rain over the last 48 hours. Just to give you an idea of what fell, this mostly was from yesterday morning and the night prior. And you can see that generally about a ½ inch to an inch fell across much of central North Carolina, outside of the far southeast where it was a little bit less. The heaviest amounts, which were close to an inch, were from about Wake County down into the southwest Piedmont region. And this definitely helped with the dry conditions that we've been experiencing lately. So that was some welcome news for sure. Now, looking at the upcoming weather pattern, so today and tomorrow, you can see that high pressure is in control, and that will result in dry conditions across our region and below normal temperatures. We actually are expecting widespread lows in the 20s tonight and highs today and tomorrow mostly in the 50s. And then a cold front will start to approach on Friday night and Saturday, and that will bring a chance of rain first in the northwest Friday evening and night, and that would be patchy and light if it does occur, but a better chance comes everywhere in the morning and afternoon on Saturday. And then on Sunday, high pressure returns with dry conditions briefly behind the front and cooler than normal temperatures, but then a frontal zone will kind of linger to our south and then start to push back north through our area as a cold front, as a warm front, probably sometime late Monday or early Tuesday, and that will result in warming temperatures through the week, as well as periods of rain. Really, there's a chance of rain anytime from Sunday night through Wednesday, and it's not going to be a complete washout with rain the entire time, but there will likely be periods of rain, and it can't be ruled out really at any point during that period. Looking at accumulated precipitation forecasts through the next 5 days from the Weather Prediction Center, you can see today and tomorrow are expected to be dry across central North Carolina, and then by Saturday, that's when we're expecting generally around 1/10 to 1/4 of an inch in most places, maybe a little bit less than that. So relatively light amounts with that cold front. And then, I'm sorry, these days are wrong. This is Saturday here. And then for Sunday, and we're expecting dry conditions, and then Monday, which is this lower middle panel here, we're expecting a return of some light rain, but again, amounts are not expected to be too heavy. And then the Yes, thank you. Thank you for the note there. Yeah, this should be Friday. This one should be Friday. This one should be Saturday. This one Sunday. This one Monday. So then the 5-day total rainfall is generally expected to be around 1/10 to 1/4 inch across central North Carolina. Looking at the excessive rainfall outlook from the Weather Prediction Center, we're not expecting any risk of flash flooding over the next few days. And looking at the drought monitor, this was just released this morning, and we are expecting generally still dry conditions, abnormally dry across basically the southern Piedmont into the Sandhills and coastal plain, and then even some moderate drought. The real moderate to even severe drought is across the far western parts of the state, and then there's also some moderate drought near the coast. So really the central part of the state has gotten out of the abnormally dry conditions, and much of that was due to the rain that fell from this past weekend that helped lift the central Piedmont out of the abnormally dry conditions. However, the continued dry conditions near the coast has deteriorated the conditions there, as well as in the far west. And overall, November was slightly wetter than normal in the mountains and the Piedmont, but dry at the coast. Looking at the severe weather outlook from the Storm Prediction Center, not expecting any severe storms at this time for the next few days at least, and really not even any threat of thunder at all. That should stay to our west and southwest. We're going to be too stable. It looks like even on Saturday as that front comes through. Now, taking a look at the hurricane season from this year, the 2022 Atlantic hurricane season has officially ended today. The last day was yesterday. And overall, you can see from the National Hurricane Center, the activity was actually slightly below normal using this this measure called accumulated cyclone energy, or ACE for short, which basically takes the overall strength and duration of named tropical systems into account. So you can see that it was about 80% of the long-term mean from 1991 to 2020. So it was slightly below normal, actually. However, as this season shows, and as others have shown in the past, such as 1992 with Hurricane Andrew, it really only takes one big storm. In this case, this year it was Ian, to still result in a very impactful season, causing a lot of destruction. And you can see that this map shows the tracks of all 14 named storms. And you can see Ian's track, that's this line here that went through Florida and then up into the Carolinas in late September. And the long-term average named storms, the number of named storms is 14, so that was exactly normal. We had 8 hurricanes, the average is 7, and we actually had slightly a slightly below normal number of major hurricanes, 2. The long-term average is 3. But again, one of those major storms was Ian, and we saw how destructive that one was. Now looking at the 8 to 14 day outlook from the Climate Prediction Center, it actually looks like we're going into a potentially a colder than normal pattern by mid-December. So this is from December 8th through the 14th, and you can see that below normal conditions are below normal temperatures are favored across our area with a 40 to 50% probability, and near normal precipitation is expected. And just to give you an idea of what normal is for December 8th, in Raleigh, the normal high temperature is 56 and the normal low is 36. So just to summarize, today, again, high pressure will result in dry and cool conditions, which will last through tomorrow, and then increasing clouds and a cold front will bring a chance of rain Friday night and especially during the day on Saturday. However, amounts should be pretty light and not really expecting any in the way of severe weather or storms at all. And then high pressure will bring more dry weather Saturday night and Sunday before a frontal zone kind of lingers near our area from Monday through Wednesday, bringing periods of rain. And really the only hazard and impact through the period is just the ongoing dry conditions, abnormally dry to moderate drought across the southern Piedmont and parts of the Sandhills and coastal plain. But otherwise, none are expected at this time. All right, that about wraps it up. Does anyone have any questions?